Do you think that consumers understand what the EU does for them?
Well, Europe and its consumers, it remains a bit of a particular, even strained relationship. When we take stock of the last 5 years, our Euroconsumers survey actually showed that there's little satisfaction with consumers over Europe's overall track record. Okay, they like what we did with the pandemic. When it comes to the cost of living crisis, not so much. And when we focus specifically on consumer protection, only 23% feel well protected by the EU. But here's when it becomes interesting, because we also presented them with concrete consumer measures that have been taken by Europe in the past 5 years. Having the right to get your products repaired, great. Better protection against energy providers, very important. But very few citizens are actually aware they have Europe to thank for that, and even less feel properly informed about it.
So what are the key findings of your latest EU election fever temperature check?
Well, basically 4 things. First of all, a very important one, we need easy, affordable sustainability. Consumers might not always be that satisfied with Europe's Green Deal, but make no mistake, climate change sustainability is still very much a top priority for consumers. Second one, and it's a bit related to this, money matters. Affordability is a constant factor throughout all concerns and expectations. And we see, when we talk about concrete measures, having access to affordable medicines, affordable food scores really high. And this is also confirmed by our affordability barometer that we run in Belgium, Italy, Spain and Portugal. And it shows that less and less consumers have money left to put aside at the end of the month, and more are having difficulties to pay for basic goods, like for example food and healthcare. So they might be able to survive, but very little are able to thrive. That's the second point. Third one, focus on the next generations. An overwhelming majority, 80%, thinks that whenever Europe is taking political decisions, it should look at the impact on future generations. And this really underlines the importance of having a future-proof, forward-looking approach, never losing track of the bigger picture. And finally, the fourth one, to wrap up, digital empowerment. Consumers find concrete measures like stricter cybersecurity for your connected devices or protecting minors on social media very important. And they remain concerned, for example, on how AI can lead to misinformation, and they want to be in charge of their data.
So what's the one key finding that MEPs should remember from your survey?
Affordability. Don't forget about consumers' wallets.
Definitely. And so what can Europe do to promote the rights of its consumers?
The consumer wish list is quite clear. Give us access to affordable medicine. Give us access to sustainable and affordable food. Fight financial scams. Make sure AI delivers to us, doesn't spread misinformation. Make sure that we can pay for our sustainable heating and cooling, and make sure that our rights are respected. And with this clear wish list come high expectations. More than 70% of consumers find all of these measures extremely important, and by doing that, they are giving a clear mandate to Europe. And with this clear mandate comes a clear message. Europe, we count on you, make it happen, race to the challenge.
That's great. And so what will you and the team at Euroconsumers be working on over the next 5 years to help achieve this?
Well, when you have a look at our logo, you will see it comes with a tagline, empower people, improve the market. It's not just with branding, it's really what we are and what we do and what we will continue doing for the next 5 years. By advocating, enforcing, collaborating, we will continue being the watchdog, running test and service, but at the same time be a trustworthy partner for everyone who wants to make a change.
What do you see as the biggest blocker or challenge to achieving your goals over the next 5 years?
Maybe how we will secure fair competition and how we will organize our internal market. I have to say, sometimes we feel a little bit concerned or at least uncomfortable when we see that the rightful call for fair competition and taking into account geopolitical considerations might be misused for mere internal or corporate consideration or even just protectionism. And that's a very thin line that we are walking. It's all about Europe's resilience, rightfully so, but that's not merely about strengthening businesses, it's about strengthening our internal market, and consumers are an essential, a crucial part of that.
What would be your one key ask for policymakers?
We count on you, Europe. Make it happen. Make sure that we have easy, affordable sustainability. Make sure that we have an empowering, trustworthy digital environment. Make sure that we have a fair, competitive market with products that we can actually afford.